Hello, everyone, and if you're tuning in for the first time, a lot of excitement, welcome. And for most people that do tune in for this port and sliver and of my nerdy life as the niche of what I do, is this is patch notes, and it's 19.7.2 time. Does it power all of us 10% beyond what we got decreased? And we do have some very interesting portions. I pulled up a news article that, like, I think that might be pretty relevant to every people. Time and time I do happen to come to these points, and I thought that this would just be kind of a cool little article that I pulled up right here. Just before we get into the actual physical update and the situation, which it basically went on to say that, like, when they launched it during that portion of the 19.7.1, which came out during the 777 alignment, and we got our new Navi units, these situations kind of snuck in a performance drop, but a lot of people were understanding that this might be a drop into the architecture of what they're having in RDNA in order to basically have our GC, I forgot what the older format of, like, with the way it processes in, like, probably in a blank, unfortunately. But there's also exciting news too, is like, were we getting more towards the Threadripper as well? Like, they're getting more closer. But as I go ahead and ring this back up, we're gonna go ahead and go to the PC overlay and get the show underway. So, as you can see, I already have this pulled up, a little bit more larger version. You guys and gals can kind of see this, what's going down. But that's not what we're here for directly. I went ahead and at that point in time, you can see the highlighted portion of that link, and you can go ahead and select it right there, that portion as well, if you need be. And I can always link that in the description down below if everyone really wanted to get down to that. No worries. Just drop a comment and I can drop a description. So past that, we're looking at, like, what looks like really great points. The takeover for AMD is happening unanimously across the stock markets and everything. Pretty much what's all hot in the forums right here. So I was kind of combing through a lovely Reddit, but that's not what we're here for. Let's go ahead and burst the bubble as we get down to our benchmarks. Yeah, we're gonna hit it off smooth. And as you can see, I already have it pulled up, and we're running just our manual. I took it off. Wattman was really great. It's even giving me down to the tips where it says, hey, by the way, just want to let you know, you might want to be running it a little bit more stable. It, like, literally told me. I was, like, so impressed. I was like, good job. Sometimes I doubt you, and sometimes this is not the time that I would like to say that I doubt this thing at all. It was good stuff. Really good stuff. But let me go ahead and we're going to go ahead and pull up our overlay. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the one that I have on the processing point that I'm doing, just so it doesn't, like, burn out, like, with having, like, the Google Chrome extension. Google Chrome is crazy now. But we don't want the regular benchmark. I mean, we could run the regular one, but I want to see more tests. And I actually placed one last time on my Threadripper too, so I'm hoping that I can place one on this one as well too. You just have to not use custom run, and then you turn off the included portion. So it's chill.com. It should be. What I did last time, it let me. We're gonna try it again. It doesn't kill my processor. Don't die. I mean, an AIO port, like, over, which is really cool. I don't know if it, hold on. I might be able to, while it's loading the test, see if I can get this real fast. This sucks because then I'll have to reline this. But, yeah. I like my case. Oh, damn it, I can't reach that far. You kind of get the angle. But we can kind of see there's two circular portions. I, like, was able to, like, cut out a really cool, like, design, and it was pretty sweet, and it was able to let more cold air in. That's what my processor was needing. But back to this portion of what we're here for, and we'll get down to the patch notes in a quick second and what has actually changed. But I kind of wanted to do this in the very beginning. Some people phrase some questions of, like, having more of an intro portion, so I figured this might be, like, a little bit more of a interlude until I can find a better I guess portionable bop. And, like, the system, like, every 5 to 7 minutes you kind of want to be shuffling any standpoint. So, but on other news that I am very excited about, like, the Threadripper line is rumored now into being in the fourth quarter of what we are looking at as the perhaps portion is now releasing into the third quarter, so October. So my guess was right. I set up very soon in that situation to kind of be very happy of where we might be standing with 64 cores in the later, kind of how they launched the 3950X, which we're all waiting for September, which I made the assumption that it would probably come out. So if I had to take a wild guess, they're probably going to launch a lot of the threaded upper line probably around early September, late September into October, and then release the heavier 64 core version in the latter end of the fourth quarter, so probably December, maybe November, which for myself it just depends. I might end up getting maybe two, but it just depends on how much they cost and like what's the performance boosts. Will my board need to be upgraded at that point in time? So it's like there's going to be some major moves as it goes down to September as to what do I want to do, and then try to maybe build another budget build. Just PC build computer would be kind of nice to show the community, as well as just get the standpoints of what I can utilize just to game on, or repurposing like one of the old computers. Because I mean, my Intel's not that bad. It's chill. It really is pretty chill. But there's lots of fun talk in the tech industry right now, and it was kind of cool how they finally got past the portions of getting through Intel's now new leak. I think it's like Cake Lake or something like that. It's a horrible name to pronounce, but basically they're ingenuating of, as I guess, an insight of a more rival proportion of like what we'd like to have in the AMD, but at the same time, you know, Intel's taking a big hit. Like they lost about like almost like 6% of the share market that AMD gained when we looked at the portion of the next day of the launch of the Navi and like all these other, you know, actual Ryzen processors that people wanted. They had a lot on the shelves and they sold out. Like, I'm kind of glad I didn't get it, but at the same time, I'm also very glad that a lot of people did get these situations. So it's like the hype of AMD will now be a portion that they can really, I guess, live up to the poor like community of what gamers that want to like freaking just like game like the rest of Intel. Because I hate to say it, but like Intel's made it where it's like it's the poor bracket. It shouldn't be the poor bracket, but Intel's really just given the situation where there's just like, nope, sorry, you know, like we really can't like give you this full package without, you know, covering it in solder, making 300 of them, so they're like collector's editions, you know, like Pickle Rick like signaturized every single one, you know. It's not the thing. I hate to say it, like, but this whole new concept of what they're trying to get into, of like a 64 kind of like computer like chiplet build, which looks really cool, and going up to 124, I think. And I heard that from UFD Tech, or from the Hot News, if I remember correct. I think it's UFD Tech. That guy's amazing. Like, if you guys and gals haven't checked him out, he's like a good reviewer, quite frankly. I like to watch him and like the situation of just like what's going down. It's very funny, friendly. But we're not talking that right now at this point in time. What I am talking at is the situation of my processor. Will it survive? Will the CPU go chugga chugga boom boom rather than chugga chugga oh shoot? Or maybe chugga chugga cuckoo? I don't know. We'll see what the train happens to be at the end of this tunnel for my freaking poor processor. But I have to admit, it seems like it's trucking pretty good. I had an issue before, and I adjusted the clock. I didn't really want to go past where I wanted, but I just want a hair higher, which is in a safe, like, allowable range, and especially with now having the cutout AIO, like, whole, like, vents, which I'm thinking I might even, like, build a MacGyvered, little platelet that goes on top of there, and get, like, a filter, and, like, make it, like, go down and up, and just, like, load dry ice into it, like, so it just gets constant dry ice. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be, like, a nice little test just to kind of see what happens to the system, because it would cool the GPU and the CPU at the same time, because it would be the outlet, like the case itself. I don't know if it would have drastic like changes, but my computer just survived. But cool. Yes, this overclocks the first one I ran with the stabilization before, so I'm good to see. Oh my! Look, I got a valid score finally. Sweet. And then I can save these now by updates. So 1972. AMD. Here we go. Now I have an actual picture. Okay, and now I think I can compare it online. It'd be kind of cool. It's not gonna have a lot, but you know, it's kind of cool, I guess. Sweet. I'm 39% better than some people. Apparently, my 4K rank is like somehow good. I guess I'm getting good at it. No, I don't want your cookies, but I am gonna ask everyone a cookie question at the very end of this. Stay tuned for the cookie question. Anyways, as I'm looking at the result details, looking at this. It's pretty sweet. The score of 60. But I'm assuming that has a lot to do with my Radeon. Pretty chill. I figure I might bring all this stuff up so a lot of people can kind of see what I'm running and like the portions of now me just having like this fun test of validations. Yes, it worked. I'm future-proofed. Windows 10, Direct 12. Okay. Windows 10? No? Yes? Maybe? Nah. Anyways, I should get away from this. Shut down. We should shut down. We got our scores. Very sweet, right? At this point in time, what we need to do is install the updates. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give it bread to butter for the manual to manual, where it's just the bare bones to bare bones. We'll do the overclock in a second of like the second round. I kind of feel like we always see like more improvements on like the bases, like rather than like the overclocks. You can already assume that you're gonna get a little bit better, but maybe we should do both. I mean, if I guess the crown like portion of the comment board is that you guys and gals want to see both, I just kind of want to try to slim it down to a very about 20 minutes, 25 minutes would be nice. But not too much talk. Let's go ahead and go do our update. And for most people, this is the fun time. This is the patch notes, the release notes that can be conveniently pulled up right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can pull this overlay to say Olay, not oh no, wrong one. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and see what we have. Is support for Gears 5 beta. Sweet for you to have beta. And then you have the fixed issues of the Radeon live stream. Big surprise. And uploads of the content for Facebook is currently unavailable. Again, big surprise. Been on there for the hot roster for the longest time. You didn't fix, maybe? Maybe now it's fixed? I don't know. So if we see it again next time. But if you are uploading to Facebook now, I guess it might work. Textures in the Star Wars Battlefront. It may appear pixelated and blurred when utilizing the DirectX API. So, utilizing the AI, you might get some like adjustments you don't like. With the Radeon images and sharpening enabled on the Radeon overlay, may flicker in the DirectX 9 applications or games. So in older games, it's not really syncing as if they are DNA, and that's why Navi is kind of a useful card just to have. You might want to pick one up just in general standpoint pushing forward, just because it has both the technologies. One of the bigger things that they try to pull out was that this is a whole brand new card, but they also have to bridge the gap of old games and new games that run on both architectures, because this is a brand new architecture. It's just kind of like how we're doing all these beautiful things with CPUs, and you know, it has its limitations because of the way we've built the system around that. And there's like an ARM system, which is pretty fun. I don't know, for most people that do understand the ARM technology, the chiplets, you know, that can push past these situations as we get into different portions of what the physical, I guess, grounds that these things are built on. So it's like we can push these things to the limits, and yeah, we can keep getting better and better and better, but there is a better format that lives past that. It's just like car and the carriage, two different things but the same transportation. But getting past that, let's go ahead and not dwindle too much of the time, as we see that we have a value index headset may experience flickering in approximately 30 seconds when launching the Extreme VR, the AMD RX 5700 series graphics. Now, that card, I really want to get the what is the Lisa Sue one, the gold one. That's very sweet. But you know, I didn't see it to be too much. But I heard someone overclock the crap out of like the regular one to like 2.2 gigs. So I'm like, if they can do that, then maybe I want to get hers and see if I can overclock the crap out of that with a really nice water block. Again, I watched that in UFD deals before I watched this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to do that. Anyways, so looking at the portion of what we are getting in, it's UFD text. I noticed that UFD deals, he just has really good deals because he was talking about it during that portion, because they have a really great site. But I'm not nerding out at all. What I'm getting out of the portion is the auto tuning and the control and the Wattmans may fail and may appear to be profile in the Radeon change. Oh, big surprise. I kind of saw that one coming because right when I came into it, it failed. But it fixed itself. It did a good job of fixing itself. Some enemies may experience in the yellow textures. some enemies may experience yellow textures, colors, and corrupt on Doom. Crazy. And auto tuning the features in the Radeon Wattman may values. And the auto tuning screen is shown. So it seems like a lot of these situations is color variations, and again, that would probably make sense since they're balancing both the new texture and the old texture. Just like I have used two different like capture cards, you can tell new tech with the old tech as where the balancing comes into the pixelization and the way the screen projects it. Because high definition needs to be balanced versus standard definition, and you know, so on and so on and so on. But the portion that I'm getting at is that past that, we have the Radeon memory clock gadget may fail to update when the memory changes have been made. That has very much happened to me. And I say, we're giving her all she's got, Captain. And she's like, no! Not fair. I'm telling you, it's not fair. But anyways, the AMD display drivers may fail and uninstall when you're using the express uninstall on the hybrid graphics system configuration. Okay, so now let's get to the known issues, and then we can get down to the portion of what we want. And I am not doing a clean install. That like totally threw me for a freaking loop last time, and I was totally not cool with it. And I was like, rabble, salt and rabble, but not today. I say. But the known issues and log out of the utility drivers may immediately fail as you install on the Windows 7. So that's so prevalent on the 7. The Radeon overlay may intermittently fail to the appeared when detoggled in the game, and then the audio of the clips captured by the Radeon Relive may be corrupted or grappled when the desktop recording is enabled. When minor shuddering may occur when playing Fortnite during the first few minutes of gameplay, an AMD Radeon RX 5700 graphics card. So it seems like the very beginning of it loading in is having issues. That's kind of a bummer, but that kind of makes sense because the pipeline of what they have with the GCDNA, I think, or that's some, I don't know what that is. The old school structure is like pipeline like Vega. It's fed 4 things at the same time. So low is bad, but high is good. So then they did the RNDNA, which has 2, which are wider. So it's like it's trying to like maximize between these 2 lanes, I suppose. I don't know. Like it just seems like there's a lag, there's a latency lag that they've just basically been created. Let's see, recording the clips on Relive. That kind of makes sense in the 7, and then League of Legends may fail. Bummer. That crazy crap. But you have all these situations that you can get in the update. You can go to these pages and download them at the same point, but I already have mine set, so let's go ahead and go. Oh, Steam wants to do a new install? Fine. Okay, let's race the updates. This won't cause any issues at all. In a flash. 2 seconds later, the computer's on fire! Oh, crud, it's not. But it seems like it was a very well balanced race. That's pretty sweet. Alright, we're hitting the roundabout of about 18 minutes in the video. So again, I'm aiming for that 25 mark, so we're going to hit 2 tests right after we do the boot up process, which shouldn't take too long at this point in time. Seems like for the most part, like the installs go pretty fast. But I do like to showcase these sometimes from time to time as we get to see just the portions of what we'd like to get. Now, one of the things that we're going to be looking at is a lot of situations that could arise within newer games as they kind of like rapid fire out some towards the beginning of September and August. Obviously, as we're rounding about the end of July, now these are the hot months that we're going to be rolling into later on. So very cool things up ahead. As you can see, like the flyers is Gears 5, Borderlands, and all these other great games that are going to be kind of dropping. Now, another funny fact that I noticed that Radeon kind of stirred up was during the launch of 777, they had the portion of the guaranteed if you bought the card and the I think it was either the CPU, you got like the pass for like the gears and all these other really cool situations, and they started selling them at like 9 like some like retailer places AM, and they was supposed to qualify right around the time when it started at like I think it was like later in the evening. So some people just didn't get it, and it was this whole hot mess, and it was just some crazy crap. I'm kind of hoping that maybe the imaging sharpening might come inside of this for me, maybe. Anti-log RAM. Oh, the lag. The lag might be just favored for them. Maybe they're just like making ours like run like energy efficient. But I can only use this 2 cones less. Alright. As we get closer and seeing like what we can get on our scores as we round about, I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen when we tank it up on the scores. That's gonna be really cool, like matching our score to score. Eventually I could always do Cinebench ones too, but that's my more processing point. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a restart. Didn't be much longer right after that portion, but for right now, let's go ahead. We can just pull up this. Hey everyone, back to the real talk. Stage Hill Valley. I guess I need to rearrange that eventually. So I can kind of get it back to where Sonic, you can see the tunnel over there. But yes, this is going to be a fun install. Like, quite frankly, I'm hoping that they are going to push a lot more performance, just for the simple reason they got called out for not doing a lot of performance on the situational points where they need to. All right, cool. Got back in. I should just be on the regular manual, but just want to check. Oh yeah, totally got that. Cheers. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the game. For global settings. Whatman. We're right where we're supposed to. Gonna shut my VPN. And then we're gonna go ahead and go to our lovely portion of Steam. Let's see what happens. I think this has to be open. Alright, I shouldn't do that. I don't want to upset my almighty computer. Yeah, here we go. Gonna be pretty sweet here. Ah, okay. So looking past where Intel might run into a little bit of issues into the next quarters or so, I'm thinking that they probably have an ace up their sleeve. They're probably looking at like AMD coming down to a portion of where they're going to be fighting themselves. Because if you really think about it, they have to clean house of all their old tech, and then the release of the newer tech next year, which will clean house of the other tech. So it's like they're gonna learn that they're gonna have to do like basic arithmetic, which seems like they're doing really well with it, to have a certain amount of SKUs that are out there based on the property value that like a lot of people might actually want to move and have at those situations. So I'm kind of hoping like it pans out that way. It probably will, but like we'll see a battle between them, but it seems like a lot of their situations might be going towards the super processor kind of motherboard awesomeness of a computer, and then like want to say their graphics department is supposed to be more integrated into like the future of their CPUs, as a lot of the market goes into stackable technology, which is pretty cool. So right now I'm already starting to notice my cards huffing and puffing, and this is just the manual. Kind of odd. Very odd. Maybe they just beefed it up. Or maybe like my processor is really hot because I ran the test last time and it knows it's coming back to the times and be like, yeah, I'm trying to do that thing where it's like right when it comes in, I can just be like, hey, I'm calling out. Yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that, processor. I need you. So far, like on the FPS, I'm never always super impressed. Always want more. Tons more. I am excited next time to maybe try to transition into another test. Time Spy is great, especially in the 4K, but there might be some other 4K applications I have my availability within this program that we can utilize, which would be pretty cool. Alright, so right after this situation, looks like the Fallout dude, we have our situation of what's going to happen to be a pretty sweet space station. Not quite a PlayStation, but a space station. Very, very nice. This is the part I fear. This is the part that I very much fear every time. I feel like there's gonna be like thunderbolts and lightning. It's gonna be coming from my computer. You got this, little buddy. I believe in you. I wasn't talking crap. Oh, okay. That kind of looked like it froze there for a second. Look at it. It says error on the bottom. It's like error, error. It hurts. Electricity is my blood. That'd be kind of cool blood, though. Electric power everything. That's pretty sweet, if you ask me. That's pretty sweet. Alrighty. Keep going. Seems like it's picking up speed. Getting a little faster. Faster. Alright. Almost there. Should be coming around when this situation will bend, and I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. Unless it stops. I hope it doesn't. Really hope it doesn't. I want to know the score. Be nice. Oh, oh, da, da, da. No. Oh, I think it passed it. Not too shabby. Save. I was hoping it would compare my last scores, but I guess I was a little off. But that's fine. Totally cool. We did what we needed to. Let's go ahead and put this down. Boot it up. Very nice. Let it begin. Let's see here. Where is the test? Tests. All right, so let's see here. This should be loading in pretty quick. I'm hoping the graphics cards never fell too much. This is maybe a pretty cool update. Okay, straight out the gate, that's pretty tough. Shabby. Not too shabby at all. Very nice. Oh, there's the Radeon. It's kicking in. I was scratching my head. I was like, it's off by a second or so. Damn, that thing's tough sounding. Like, roar, hear me roar. Man, I'm really digging this last portion. So it seems like it's got some moxie in this update. We'll see. This is the slower downer right here. This usually averages around like 22 to maybe 23 if you're lucky. For my cards and setup stuff at least. On an average in FPS. Such an interesting situation. The bunker, UFO, the anti-gravity case. This place would be cool to explore. I mean, everything just seems so cutting edge. That's why I started that off like that. It's like, man, looks so cool. Man, my cards like make some crazy noises. I'm trying to listen to like what might be wrong with it, but I don't know. Maybe that update just takes a lot more energy. Alright everyone, but cool thing is we'll be coming out to this test in the very end, and I'll be cutting it right out of that situation. So as we get to the past the CPU test, if you're new to the network, because we still do have to show the results at the very end, but I did want to give the cookie, what I mentioned in the very beginning. Yes, I talked about a cookie. You can definitely subscribe to the network, and that way it will literally start raining cookies in my hair. It would be great. Not really. I'd hate that. So don't make it rain cookies in my hair. But you can subscribe to me and I'll catch them and I'll eat those cookies. So, either way, there's an endless supply of cookies, hopefully, coming towards me. But all humor aside, I'm hoping that that's the only humor, and the humor will maybe not be something serious like my computer. Again, catching fire. But it seems cool. I think we got this. Not an issue. Not at all. You're cool like that, right, computer? You entered the hallway of doom. I feel like Lex Luthor's gonna come out of nowhere and be like, no! Swat us away. And I'm like, why'd you do that? Alright, moment of truth after we get past this hallway. Oh, that scared me for a second. I was like, no. No. But no blue screen, so. That's good. And I'm getting tired too. So sorry if I'm like getting quieter. It's just because this is about my bedtime. I needed to put this in. And then I need to work on my sleep schedule. Because I need to get to Comic-Con flying out early. It's tomorrow morning now, because today is the 17th. The 18th is when I fly out, so yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, kind of cool. Wow. Okay. Good update. Not too shabby. Damn. 48%. That's pretty good. Nice increasement. And it's not like the best in the situation, but you know, hell, I'll take it. See my results. So it's pretty much where we started. You can see my Threadripper results, situation, rocking against the 1080. Yeah, obviously that's a powerhouse, so it doesn't come as super close, but that's not too bad. The end result, I mean, it's a pretty good situation right there. But anyways, everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. Thank you so much for staying tuned on this episode and an installment. If you stick this round this long, cheers, man, seriously, and or ma'am. You know, I appreciate you guys and gals. Go have yourself a cookie if you subscribe to. You know. I'm not going to be there to get it for you, but you enjoy it, damn it.